Hey there, what's happening, YouTubers? Thanks for tuning in. If, like me, you were struggling to fit the Google Nest Hello, then don't despair, you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to be going through my install and setup of the Google Nest Hello video doorbell in the UK. Let's get started. Okay, going over what I needed. I decided to fit a whole new chime and transformer along with the Nest Hello, so I'll go over exactly what I bought and have some links to them below. Please note these are Amazon affiliate links, and meaning I'll get a small amount if you purchase using the link. So please do follow the link because first thing you'll need is, you guessed it, the Nest Hello, obviously. One important thing to note here is, as part of the setup of the Nest app, you do need to scan the QR code that's on the back of the Nest Hello. Now, obviously I didn't realize this until after I've completely wired it all up, so it was a bit tricky for me. However, there is a serial number underneath the QR code which you can just put in if you're unable to scan it. So the best thing to do is just take a picture of the Nest Hello, the back of it, before you get started with any of the fitting or the wiring, so that when you come to doing the setup, you're not going to have any trouble. Following that is the chime, and I went for the Honeywell Ding Dong chime. I chose this chime as it produces a nice simple sound and has a lot of space to place the chime connector inside with all the wires. Lastly, I needed a bell transformer, and the one I chose was the ProTech Bell Transformer BT816V, along with an MCB mini circuit breaker and enclosure. Small side note, the Amazon listing makes it look like it comes all fitted together, but no, the seller just wants you to have that extra bit of fun putting it together yourself. Now, a really important note on the transformer. The ProTech one I went for, I know is a bit pricier than others available, but I chose this one for two main reasons. Firstly is the MCB. Although the system is low voltage, this adds just an extra layer of safety for any kind of power surges, and also it's just another way to isolate the bell chime system if I ever want to just independently turn that off without affecting anything else. And secondly, and really important, is the correct power output, especially if you want to have a chime. So the Google Nest Hello requires between 12 to 24 volts in Europe, whereas most chimes are developed to work at low voltages around 8 volts in the UK. And so running on a higher power output or a higher voltage may not be so good for the chime, and it may not actually work. So if you're fitting a chime or already have one installed, it's always worth checking what the recommended voltages are for your chime. The Honeywell Ding Dong chime I'm using is actually recommended to be used with a transformer of 8 volts, but speaking with Honeywell, they verbally confirmed to me they've tested it up to 16 volts and it works fine. So that's why I chose the 16 volt transformer. I do know that Screwfix offers a 24 volt bell transformer, but that would just be too much for this chime. So now that we've got all the shopping done, let's get to the juicy bit, the wiring. I've made this diagram to show how all the different bits need to be wired up, and let's take a dive in from the main power side, moving all the way to the Hello Doorbell. The first thing we come to is the bell transformer with the MCB mini circuit breaker. I've drawn the mini circuit breaker with the dotted lines just as this is not something that is definitely required. It's just something, like I mentioned, I went for. So if you were to put that in, this is how you would do it. You would need the live to go in one side and come out and connect to the base of the ProTech bell transformer. It's acting as a pass-through to stop any power surges. And then the other wire from the mains, which is the neutral, would go into the other port in the bottom of the ProTech bell transformer. Now in the top, because I'm trying to get to 16 volts, I'm going to have one wire in 0 volts and the second wire in 16 volts. Now once you open the cover of the Honeywell Ding Dong chime, you'll notice there are 4 main connection points. The first is a 0 with an F underneath for front, then there's number 1, the number 2, and then a T for trans with a number 3 underneath. Starting with terminal 1, the wire coming from the 0 volt point, which in my case is the white wire, that will go straight into point 1 of the chime. Then the chime connector will connect to points F and T. The light grey cable, almost white cable, will connect into point F, and the darker grey cable will connect into point or terminal T. The chime connector also has two corresponding wires with push fit connectors in the same color, light grey almost white and a darker grey. The lighter grey push fit connector wire will take the wire coming from the 16 volts output of the transformer. In my case this is black, and that will plug into that side, and on the darker grey side of the push fit connector, that will take one wire which will go straight into the back of the Nest Hello. The last bit is to complete the circuit, so we need one wire from the chime to the second screw port on the back of the Hello doorbell. In my case it's a white wire, and it is connected at terminal 1, and that runs straight to the second screw port on the back of the Hello. Some people have mentioned that you can use port 2 on the chime to connect this wire. I used port 1, it worked for me. I didn't try port 2, you can give that a go if you want to, but 1 is the one that I used, and it definitely worked for me. So, Bob's your uncle, we have finished the installation of the Google Nest Hello video doorbell. I hope that was helpful. Certainly for me, when I was trying to fit this, I really struggled to find a very easy to follow guide. Just to mention, the last thing you will need to do is download the Nest app on your phone and go through that setup. Like I said, you will need to scan the QR code or just enter the serial number, which are both on the back of the nested device itself, so that picture will come in handy. Please give this video a like if it helped, and leave me a comment in the comment section below for any general comments, and if you'd like to see anything more in the future. Peace.